Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday, April 7th. You don't know about my little adventure, but apparently you can't screen record, share record Disney Plus because it just blacks out the screen and all you can hear is audio. Thankfully, the movies that I plan on showing, I own all of them. So that is not the issue. It's more of the fact that I had to record a whole 15-minute video, and then I was like, I should probably check that this works, as I was in the middle of recording the second one, and just to check, and it's black screen. And you could hear the audio, but I figured you guys actually wanted to watch the movie. So I went upstairs and dug out my copy of Iron Man so we can watch it. Again, you don't know of this adventure. It's just a funny story that I wanted to share with you. So let's get into the video for today, which will start with the daily vocabulary, which is Echo. She is a mountain nymph, if you will, because there's different types of nymphs. And she's a mountain nymph. Sorry. And she just pretty much loved to hear herself talk. But so did Hera, who is the wife of Zeus, if you're not familiar. And so Hera loved the sound of Echo's voice, and Echo was a really great storyteller, so she would tell stories to Hera to distract her while Zeus was sneaking off to have yet another affair, because if you know anything about Zeus, you know that he is known for his affairs with many different humans and creatures, and so yeah, which really pisses Hera off, which goes on to this story. So Echo is distracting Hera with these stories. Zeus is sneaking off with some woodland nymphs for an affair, and once Hera finds out about this, she's pissed, and she's never really takes her anger out on Zeus, because he's like the king of the gods, but she takes her anger out usually on the person or thing or creature he has the affair with, or with the child that comes from that affair, or in this case, Echo, who was the one who distracted her so that Zeus could sneak off. And so she cursed Echo to not be able to use her own voice and only be able to speak when she was repeating what someone else said to her. So that forms the word echo, which is that reverberation of noise, that repetitive noise that comes back to you. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog barking in the background. Someone probably drove on down our street, or a leaf blew by, and she's trying to protect us from the evil leaf. Anyway, so echo, the term echo that we use, which is the repetition of the noises we make in an echoey location, comes from that mythology. So that is your daily vocabulary word of the day. Make sure it ends up in your document, plus an explanation of where the word comes from and the definition, because that might be on a quiz, either or might be on the quiz. And let's move in to the Hero's Journey Iron Man movie, which again, I told you, tried to use Disney Plus, learned the hard way. That's okay. I own a lot of these DVDs anyway. Disney Plus was just a very easy way to do it, but I should have known better, because streaming services usually have fail-safes where they don't allow you to record videos. But I already tested the DVD player that I hooked up to my computer. It'll work for us. So that's good. Anyway, if you go back before we start this movie, which I will be skipping through at some points just to avoid some copyright things, and because there's certain scenes that really don't amount to anything in the hero's journey, at least nothing I can't explain really quickly, or, doesn't repeat what's already been kind of told in the journey so far. So it's twofold. While I'll be skipping around a little bit, I'll still let most of the movie play, but I will be skipping some scenes. So be aware of that. But anyway, so this is between Monday and Tuesday. I just wanted you guys to have a visual and something I can reference back when I pause the movie to show you. I thought this was a really good visual of the steps we went through, because not only does it show the steps in a circle, but it also cuts the circle in half and shows that half of them take place in the ordinary world, so a little bit of the last half, and then a little bit of the first half, and then the middle halves go on usually in the special world, and those parts go in the ordinary world. I thought that was a really great setup for it, so that is a good reference for you. Especially if you don't want to go back into that Wizard of Oz PowerPoint, and you just want a quick reference to what each of these steps are called when you are doing your own unit project on the hero's journey, and you need those references. There they are. So let's get into the movie. We're watching Iron Man, which is the first Iron Man because it's a great representation of the hero's journey. I find that the first films of all the origin stories for the heroes, are a great representation of the hero's journey, and Iron Man is one of my favorites. So that is why we are going to be watching Iron Man. Now I just have to figure out how to get this. You can't see this, but I have the recording thing is taking over where is blocking the play button. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this without closing the recording. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause the recording real quick so I can get this to play. Alright, got it. There we go. Full screen. That always works. So obviously this is the start of the journey. It's not the call to adventure yet, but it is referencing, it's referencing the ordinary world, which is the world in general, but also in this part it's Kunar Province, Afghanistan, which might seem a little not ordinary, but seeing as though we're going on the hero's journey, it's still technically the ordinary world, as in the fact that he is living his normal life of traveling around, even if it's not his home base per se, it's not his home, it's still part of the ordinary world. He hasn't been called to his adventure yet. So he's still in this ordinary Playboy-esque world.
I feel like you're driving me to court martial. This is crazy. What did I do? I feel like you're going to pull over and snuff me. What, you're not allowed to talk? Hey, Forrest.
We can talk, sir.
Oh, I see. So it's personal?
No, you intimidate them.
Good God, you're a woman. I couldn't be called that. I mean, I'd apologize, but isn't that what we're going for here? I thought I'd use a soldier first.
I'm an airman.
But you have actually excellent bone structure there. I'm kind of having a hard time not looking at you now. Is that weird? Come on, it's okay. Laugh. Hey!
Sir, I have a question to ask.
Yes, please.
Is it true you went 12 for 12 with last year's maximum cover model?
That is an excellent question. Yes and no. March and I had a scheduling conflict, but fortunately the Christmas cover was twins. Anything else? You're kidding me with the hand up, right?
Is it cool if I take a picture with you?
Yes. It's very cool. I don't want to see this on your MySpace page. Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up. I'm kidding. Yeah, peace. I love peace. Be out of a job with peace.
Come on. Come on. Just click it. Don't change any settings.
So going into that, he's even referencing the fact that he'd be out of business if peace actually happened, because he makes weapons for war. And while at the moment he doesn't know that his weapons are being used for enemy forces, he's also not making the protection against these weapons not being used for enemy forces. And therefore, that gives you a baseline for his characterization and how it can change through the hero's journey. So right now, he's kind of a cocky playboy, really arrogant, doesn't really care about anybody but himself. And while he might still be a little cocky after he becomes a hero and a little arrogant and whatnot, it becomes less of a negative quality and more of a positive quality, and because he loses all the really negative aspects, like making weapons that can be used for enemy forces or making weapons at all. So this is a baseline characterization, and you can take notes on the fact that he is going his personality through the hero journey is going to change. Also, when I'm telling you to take these notes on your docs, pretty much every time I pause and make note of something, write down or type up what I say, and you will have exactly what you need for your notes to turn in when these are due. And so you don't actually have to worry about making up your own unless you find something that I don't mention. Then, of course, please add it to your notes. But pretty much typing up exactly what I'm saying when it comes to this movie and how it reflects the hero's journey is what you need on your notes. All right? So let's continue. A couple more minutes.
What's going on? What do we got? Jimmy, stay with Star! Stay down! Yeah. Son of a bitch! Wait, give me a gun! Here!
Okay, so a couple of things here. If you guys know anything about Irony, him being injured by a weapon that his company created, very ironic. Not really part of the hero's journey, but something definitely to note because that is part of literature and this is still a literature course. So Irony, right there. And also you'll see that he is injured. You'll see in a moment that he is injured by this bomb that goes off. And they'll reference the word shrapnel. And that's what really injures you when a bomb or something, an explosive goes off, is the pieces that are part of the bombs, that the pieces that break off and are sharp edges and go towards you at full force, kind of like a bullet from a gun. Also, you guys, weird fact that some bomb makers in war times and whatnot put extra shrapnel within the bombs, like nails and stuff like that, so that when explosions happen, there's even more things that are exploding out of the bomb to cause more injuries. Because that's usually what causes the most injury for a bomb is the shrapnel. So that's what injures Tony himself and starts his journey, but not the call to action quite yet. But you will see that some of these things do bounce back and forth. So I'm going to show a couple more minutes of this, and then I'm going to stop the recording and I need a part 2 of this video, and we'll continue on to part 2. Okay? So there's his injury from the shrapnel.
ये खित्ता आप लोगों के सफेद हड्डियों से भरा हुआ है, जिन्होंने हमारा अज़्म और यकीन पर शक किया, और मगरिब भी हमेशा इस दुनिया पर हुकूमत करता रहे। लेकिन हम, जिनको तुम वहशी दरिंदे समझते हो, वीरान और बंजर कोनों में इस खातिर जमा हो रहे हैं।
Tony Stark.
So I'm going to skip this little 36 hours earlier thing because it's just kind of reviews the fact that he is a playboy who everybody worships because he's a playboy and he's rich, and he kind of takes advantage of that, which is a baseline personality, but you already saw that baseline personality. Plus, I want to get to the real action of why this makes it a hero's journey. So we're going to skip ahead a bit. But I'm also going to stop this movie right now, or this video recording, and we'll go on to part 2, and that will be our only recordings for the day, and then we'll continue this tomorrow, okay? So part 2 is going to be posted right after this. Just give me a second. Alright, and we'll start up where we left off right here in my next video.